Hello guys and welcome back to Growth Media. Today we're going to talk about the biggest delusion that gets sold to many young people. And this is the delusion of self-help. It usually gets sold to people in the form of positive thinking and positive mindset. Think about all the books, seminars and courses where they fill you up with the positive words, and at the end of all this, it doesn't work because you're still where you are. So today we're going to talk about the substitute for that. Today we're talking about the book that has gained a lot of popularity lately. We're gonna talk about The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F by Mark Manson. Just to follow YouTube guidelines, I'm not going to use the F word throughout the video, so I will be either saying F or sometimes I might use caring or care instead. The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F is from the category of self-help books, and Mark Manson suggests that the struggles of life give us meaning, and he argues against the mindless positivity that is usually present in the self-help books. He says that the positivity that the self-help gurus try to fill you with is not practical and neither helpful. Working on yourself to become a happy person and successful person doesn't just depend on being positive. It doesn't just stop at being motivated and looking for the positive sides of things. As there are positive emotions with the things that we like, there are negative emotions with the things that we don't like as well. And those negative emotions are really important for you to improve and build yourself. You can't just ignore those negative emotions because they are a major part in every person's lives. Accepting those emotions and working on improving your mistakes is what works for the long term. This is the message that the author is trying to deliver to you, and he calls it the subtle art of not giving an F. And now let's go deeper and discuss the meaning of this statement from another perspective. This statement doesn't mean ignoring people and just doing whatever comes to your mind. It means to know what things you need to care about, that's one, and then you need to know the right time to ignore other things that are holding you back from your success. And this leads us to the first main point in this book, which is the backwards law. And backwards law basically means if pursuing the positive is negative, then pursuing the negative generates the positive. But when you accept the negative things that you have, that by itself is something positive. Because those negative things and emotions are the things that help you to improve and grow in your life. The person who goes to the gym and wants to become buff and muscular needs to work really hard to get there. For example, entrepreneurs that now have millions and billions of dollars usually went through bankruptcy and went through a lot of negative emotions. But remember that those negative emotions and those hard times are what built them and made them who they are today. Life is not pain-free. You will always face problems, but your strength and character will be determined by how you react to those problems and those negative emotions. It is completely normal if you fail. We all have flaws as well as strengths. You are not special. Many of us have problems, whether it was carrying extra weight, family problems, or financial problems. Just remember that it always comes back to you to decide what to do with those problems. And now let's move on to the second point in this book, which was shocking to me. And it simply says, don't try. But wait, isn't this a self-help book? What do you mean don't try? The author says don't try to be happy by achieving your goals. And what he means by that is to not link the feeling of happiness to achieving your goals only. Think about it. How many times you think to yourself, I will be happy when I lose weight, or I will be happy when I get 1 million subscribers, or I will be happy when I have $1 million in the bank. I will be happy when I do this or that. This is our human nature. We always tend to want more and more out of life. We're not satisfied with little. So what eventually happens is that even when you get those things, you'll find that you're still not happy. And so the question is, when are you supposed to be happy? And as you might have guessed already, you should start feeling happy right now at this moment. Because if you're not happy now, don't expect to be happy later. And you might ask, well, how can I be happy and my situation now is really bad? I don't have money, I'm poor, I don't have a girlfriend or boyfriend, I don't have a degree, and so on. What you need to know is that happiness is not related to any of those things. happiness is related to how you view your life. And to get to that point in your life where you feel really happy, you need to start doing one really important practice. I have heard and read this statement many times in other videos and books, and it's one practice that you need to do beginning today. This practice is called the practice of gratitude. You should be grateful for what you have today so you can get tomorrow what you don't have today. This statement is so powerful. I read a similar statement in the 5 AM Club book, which I did a video about last week. If you haven't seen that already, go ahead and check it out. I'll link it down in the description below. And so let's take an example. I am grateful if only one person watches my video after the hard work I have put in it. I am happy at my current situation, and at the same time, I work on improving my videos to get more people watching them. And the message here is to improve your life while you're happy. Don't wait for your life to get improved in order to feel happy. And you can actually start doing a similar practice of gratitude, where you list 5 to 10 things you are grateful for in your journal today before you go to sleep. Try this practice for a couple of weeks and see how different your life will be. And now moving on to the next point in this video, which simply says, you are not always going to be happy. But wait, you were just telling me about happiness and how I should feel it and be grateful, and now you're telling me I'm not always going to be happy? Well, Mark wants you to know that if you accept this statement, this is what will make you happy. When you're not happy, you usually go through pain, sickness, problems, and so on. Those problems make you feel tired and exhausted. And that's normal. Your goal here is to overcome all these problems and obstacles. And let me give you a personal example here. Every time I want to create a new video, I would have to read the book carefully and understand it. Then I would have to write down the main ideas from the book, record my voice, do the animation part, then combine the animation and voice together to finally do some edits and upload the video. But what makes me happy is that every time I make a video, I overcome all these obstacles and struggles. And this is what you need to understand. All the problems that you have in your life now makes you tired, exhausted, sad, but know and understand that those things are just a part of the natural process, and the real struggle is when you give up to those obstacles and stop doing what you love to do. If this happens, then you will always be upset. And this will lead us to the final point in this video, which is about death. The last chapter in this book is about death, and that you should always remember, at the end you will die. And when you remember that, all the things that cause you anger, frustration, sadness are just not worth the time that you take to think about them. After 100 or 150 years, we all won't be on this earth. So is it really worth it that we care or give an F about the small things in life? I'll leave you here to think about it and answer it yourself. So this was my summary for the controversial book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. Thank you guys for watching the video, and as always, thank you for supporting the channel, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share it with others. See you next time.